All around me here you see the red-tailed homestead, and we named it that. Michelle and I named it that because we had two red-tailed hawks that started visiting us from the first day that we moved in, so we thought it was a pretty appropriate name. You know, all around us here there's tons and tons of animals and different types of nature around us, and we've really discovered that there's so much we can learn from this natural world around us if we're willing to hear it. One of the books that we recently invested in is this one. It's called Animal Speak. It's written by a guy named Ted Andrews, and what he did is he went in and he researched the history of different animals and the lore of different animals, of course from Native Americans, the Greek mythology, kind of everywhere, and put it into this book. So each time we have an experience like that, we go to this book and we look for, well, what's the message that we might be needing to learn here? This morning in particular, I had Steller's jays just completely everywhere around me. And they're a common bird here, but they were really in my face. Even when I went to let the dogs out do their business this morning, they were all around us. And then even this morning, sitting in the front room, I had these two that kept coming up to the window, and that never really happens. It's easy to let these kind of things just flit by and have no notice of them, but I've definitely been trying to take more attention to these things as they happen. So I got the book out and I looked up, what does the blue jay mean? The thing that really kind of blew my mind is the first thing that it says is it is a symbol of the proper use of power. How appropriate for right now, guys, as we go into a new president. You know, I don't want this to turn into a political post, and I'm not going to go there, but I thought that was really interesting that the proper use of power is that symbolism of the blue jay. The word jay actually comes from the Latin word Gaia, which a lot of you probably know is a word that reflects Mother Earth. And the jay is definitely a symbol of the balance of Mother Earth and Father Sky, that kind of spiritual and physical element. The thing with jays is they're also incredible mimics, especially the Steller's jays here. They're really quite funny to listen to because they can mimic a ton of different birds. We have a lot around here that like to mimic the red-tailed hawks. So sometimes you'll think, oh, I just heard a red-tailed hawk scream, and you look up and there's a Steller's jay instead. And Michelle and I always joke, they're up there kind of fluffing up their wings saying, look, I'm a big strong hawk. So one of the messages we can take from the jay is, are you imitating what you want to be, or are you just being what you truly are? Another thing that I thought was really interesting is that, you know, one of the main problems with jays is they try to be so many different things. And you know, this diffusion of energy a lot of times where we're that jack of all trade and master of none can be a real challenge. In fact, it's one of the things I continually work on with my coach, Lynn Christian, is getting my focus in a way that I can actually create some mastery over something. It's hard when you're so diffused in so many different directions to ever really feel like you have mastery over something. So that was a really strong message that I got from the jay this morning. Also, it's a time of resourcefulness. The jays tend to kind of go around and take what they need and establish what they need. They winter here, they don't migrate somewhere else. So they make the best of what they have in all different areas. So another message of the jay is to be resourceful and to take the time that you need to have that mastery over something. The last thing that I thought was so interesting too is that it can also signify an imbalance of seeking pleasure in life. The jays, one of their bad habits is they tend to do things just out of sheer pursuit of pleasure. Even chasing other birds out of trees so that they can steal the things that they have. And checking in with ourselves to make sure that we're not doing that. We're not just being selfish and doing things for the pure pursuit of our own pleasure. Making sure that we're taking into account how we're affecting the world around us when we are in that pursuit of pleasure. So I want to share these things with you guys because, you know, all I can do is share the things that I discover for myself in hopes that it might speak to you. I don't know your answers. All I know is what I can share with you from my own experiences. So hopefully you got something from the lessons of the jay today. And I'm going to continue to do these lessons from the Red Tail Homestead. A lot of them will be based off of exactly this, these lessons that we get from the natural world around us. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave comments, questions, anything in the area below, and I'll be happy to respond. Thanks for watching.